I'm Kathleen Schaefer, and welcome back to Tavana and George Washington University's course on leadership. In this section, we're going to be talking about actually creating change and the ability to create change. And it brings up, they're listed in the slides here, two of my favorite quotes. The first is from Margaret Mead, who said, "Never doubt that a small group of people can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has." And the second is from Gandhi, who said, "Be the change that you wish to see in the world." And back to all of the concepts that we've been talking about thus far in our course is that ultimately change comes right back to us, and that we are the ones to create change. You are the ones who will create the change that you want to see in Iran. And when we really start to grab hold of that power that we have to create change, all of the excitement that we feel can really help propel us forward. You've now understood how to identify your talents and strengths. We've now talked about capturing your passion and getting past those barriers that often keep us from pursuing our passion. And now we're going to talk about creating change in a way that's real and substantial to you. So often people look at change as having to create the big picture, about having to create sweeping change that affects everybody throughout the country all the time. What I'm going to suggest to you is that the most fun and the most exciting and indeed the most effective way for us to create change is to do it right where we're at, the here and the now, the fact and the knowing that real change only takes place in small steps with us. And that if we're going to do it as leaders, we have to start emulating it and being it in the here and the now. All of the steps that we've taken to this point in looking at yourself and understanding who you are and being able to clearly communicate who you are as a leader is already going to send ripples of change out into the world around you. Your family, your friends, the people that you interact with at work are going to start to notice those changes in you. They're going to start to see the choices and the decisions you've made to pursue your passion and to begin to integrate that into your life. Now we're going to talk about those steps that you can begin to employ toward the change that you want to create in your country. What are those things that you want to do, and how can you identify and move through them in a very effective way, step by step? The first thing that we're going to talk about is identifying your circle of influence. Now, when you create change, and just like Margaret Mead and Gandhi talked about, we talked about where is it that you can start creating the change in the moment right now? Where do you have influence? Where are those people and those places that you can create change immediately? Think about your neighborhood, your family. We've talked about how you take that passion and you tie it into the change you want to create. Now look at the places where you can create that immediately. Someone may want to deal with a society-wide issue about justice. Where can you find those examples of how you can see that change start to happen right in front of you? Where is that circle of influence? Sometimes it may be even as simple as in your circle of friends or your family, and you can begin to put those values and those ideas of change forward. My guess is that each one of you can identify something in your community, in your circle of influence, where you could start to take that change right away and immediately. So identify where it is that you can begin to take that first step. What's that achievable goal? What is it that you would like to see happen? Again, don't make these goals so broad and big that it will take you years and years to achieve them. What are some of the goals that you can achieve this month, within 3 months, within 6 months? What are some of those things that you can lay down within your circle of influence that can allow you to take those very sustained, clear, measurable steps that will move you toward change? And again, keep in mind, these are just steps. It's not your end goal. It's the idea that leadership is always about taking action. And when you're able to move forward and take action right away, you build that momentum. You feed your passion. and you allow other people to join you and for it to become even larger. And that's again what Margaret Mead was talking about. That's indeed how the world is changed, by taking those steps one by one by one. One of the things that happens very often when we start to think about change is we think about what we want to change. We often don't define what success looks like. What would success look like to you? Would it be to change the way that perhaps your family interacts, or a community group that you're involved with, or a neighborhood organization in the way that they're dealing with an issue? We all can look out into our world, into the country, and I know you can look out in Iran and see the change that you want to create, the democracy that you want to bring about, the change in equality that you wish to see throughout the country. And the truth of the matter is that leadership takes place not at that global national level where we feel that everything is just a little bit beyond our reach or perhaps even our grasp. Change and the leadership that you want to exercise takes place right in front of you. So the steps to getting you to where you want to go on that big global scale really start with where you're at right now and with what's right in front of you. And that's one of the secrets about leadership. That's what Margaret Mead was talking about in her quote. It's that small group of people that decide to take action that do create the change.